101, where innovations meets understanding, breaking down artificial intelligence into clear, practical insights that empower you to navigate, adapt, and lead an AI driven world. Another week, another great episode with my partner. How are you, partner?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Well, busy, busy always, and thank God
Yes.
it's Friday. As they
Oh
say,
my goodness. Thank goodness. I think I've got two classes I'm teaching right now, and I've got a third one coming up next week. So I'm gonna have three classes running at the same time.
well,
They're about
congratulations.
2 weeks apart, so they're not all But yeah, it's gonna keep me busy. I've got about 22 students that I'm gonna be teaching over those three classes. So yeah,
Congratulations,
thanks.
partners. More. It's lots to come.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. And of course, today's topic, the future you, how to thrive in an AI world.
Yes.
Interesting topic.
Yep, we
How?
know AI is here to stay, right? So for me, what this means is isn't the goal isn't to beat AI, but it's to become the kind of human AI can't replace because we know it's here to stay. As they say, once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put it back in, right?
Yes,
So
just like
yeah, so
internet.
it's out. Yep. Yep.
Mm, definitely. So, people, future AI world is something or someone who learns to work alongside with artificial intelligence rather than to compete against it. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to compete with AI. They are so what? Algorithmic pattern that are created with precision and true, not how do you say true? Uh
Mm.
Not true. Align with the patterns and
Right.
correct, right?
Right. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, and I think it's going to be key for us to, as I mentioned, become that kind of human that AI can't replace. So we have to look at what are those skills that tend to age well and that AI can't replicate, right? So to me, it's critical thinking, communication, ethics, judgment, those types of things that the AI really it can communicate, but not in the way I think that people can. It can't do the nonverbal, right? Like we can when we communicate with people, and it acts like it can do critical thinking, but I don't think it really
It's a
knows.
Python.
Yeah, yeah, it looks for patterns, right? Yeah, exactly. So, but we have to be the ones to be the ultimate decider, the ultimate judge of that, and not leave it to AI. So I'm teaching my students that in the classes, and we're even doing it in the curriculum. And it's interesting, Daniel, because I would have thought that AI would have made me more passive and maybe even like some people a little bit lazy, but I'm actually starting to actually have more analytical and critical thinking than before because I'm
Yes.
noticing the patterns of AI, and I'm also looking at the curriculum and I'm noticing, wait, you know what, this discussion question, I think you could put it into AI and students would get an answer. And I'm hearing all the time from faculty that they can tell that their students are using AI, but we can't use the AI detector to tell if
Hmm.
they're doing it or not. But so I did this earlier this week just as a little experiment, and it worked pretty well. And I took some discussion questions that were in a course, and I think it was a psychology course or something like that. And I copied it and put it in our internal AI model that we have. Um, because we're not allowed to put curriculum into ChatGPT or anything like that because of the proprietary nature of it and everything. But I put it in there and I said, "Can you let me know? Is this easy to get an answer from AI?" the The model came back really quick and it said, "Yes, it's pretty easy to do," and it gave me reasons why and what to do to improve it. So I'm like, it's interesting. I'm asking AI to actually tell me if this is easy to get an answer from, and then it's telling me yes, and it's giving me ways that we can strengthen it. So I'm like, that is interesting. So I'm using AI to help students not to use AI in their critiques. How ironic is that, you know? I'm like, that's
Ironic,
funny.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, people, AI continues to transform industries like automate tasks, accelerate innovation. Success will depend on adaptability, creativity, of course, emotional intelligence, and the ability to build meaningful connections. Of course, qualities that remain uniquely human. If you're using always AI, you will adapt, as Miss Jackie saying a while ago, you will adopt the constructive patterns of AI. What you think is the same now with the AI, because as we human, we easily adapt something, which is, I think that's a great advantage, right?
Absolutely. I think it's so good for us to, even before, AI became very predominant. I would even teach my students several years ago, before it was on, before it was really in the scene, and in all different sectors and industries. As I would tell my students, you need to keep your critical thinking hat and be analytical in what you're looking at. And I think it's even more predominant now, and I think it's even more valuable, as I was mentioning, that critical thinking. But yeah, being able to analyze what the outputs are giving you. And we talked about it, garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you're giving it poor prompts, and you're not questioning the AI, and not taking that first output, and working with it, and just taking it for what it is, then yeah, I kind of fear people will kind of not be analyzing it as good as they could be. So I think it's important to keep those skills and sharpen them. Keep that going, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
truly important, people, that you can adopt AI in your daily lives, because if you're not, you will feel behind. Every now and then, companies, small businesses, they're using AI because AI can assist with research, content creation, decision making, and productivity, but it cannot replace our vision, our leadership, our authentic storytelling. As
Right.
Miss Jackie talking about a while ago, he's using AI in responding things. For me, I'm using AI for analyzing emails, if they are have their credibility, or they are spam, or they are something else, and AI will resolve you automatically. It will give you the best results, that to say, okay, this email is fraud, or this email is all about this one. You will summarize, you just make sure that you're asking the right questions, because as Miss Jackie saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Mm-hmm. Right. So true. And I think sometimes people think they can. This is one thing too I wanted to mention, and we can talk about this, Daniel. But uh,
Hmm.
a lot of people see that AI is outsourcing things, and that lower level jobs are going to pretty much disappear
Replace.
because of the outsourcing. And yeah, and it's kind of like when telecommunications, or when customer service first came along. The companies wanted to save money, so they outsourced, right, a lot of the customer service positions to overseas and things like that. So it kind of seems like this is that modern version of outsourcing, right? So instead of outsourcing it to another set of individuals in another country, these companies are trying to outsource some of the tasks to AI. But I think what ends up happening is the voice, the values, and decisions end up getting lost in that. So I would say to organizations and to individuals, make sure not to lose those things. Don't lose your voice, don't lose your values or your decisions that you're making, because if you leave it to I think I don't think that's going to turn out very well, in my opinion. So yeah.
Yes, don't lose your values, people, because AI is a powerful tool to, well, enhance your strength, improve your efficiency, create opportunities. And in this rapidly evolving landscape, the future belongs to those who stay curious. Make it curious, curious in everything. How can I use AI to develop something that good for my business? How can I develop AI to continue to thrive? So continue learning and use technologies not just to work faster, but to think bigger,
Mm,
communicate better, and make greater impact in the world. Just like Miss Jackie and I doing, creating lots of podcasts, which is through the help of AI, we can do many things like our ideas for an episode,
mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
what are the title of the episodes that we will do for the next 4 months. Imagine AI can
Right.
give you a suggestions, but we said you need to have guardrails. Check all
Mm-hmm.
those facts, but it's not 100% they are accurate. You need to filter it, and I think we need to do it so that let's say for the evidence sake, there is the same topic that you are talking about to the other podcast, which is they use also AI, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So my question is, Miss Jackie, how will artificial intelligence reshape the definition of success in careers, creativity, and leadership over the next decade?
Yes, I tend to think of it as an I want to be optimistic about it and believe that AI will actually help us to go farther with different technologies and with ideas and things that we may have not thought of before. I'm even noticing with myself that I've come up with even more ideas, better idea, not just more, but better ideas, things that I necessarily wouldn't have thought of, or anything like, for example, the my books on, I haven't really touched it in a while, but when I was starting my podcast and then I was coming up with some ideas for that and how to structure it, I restructured my podcast to help get more listeners and just to help me stay um, more organized and things like that. It gave me the idea for a book, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't have even thought of that. That wouldn't have crossed my mind 5 years ago. So yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I think that AI can sometimes give you those ideas that you that may have come across in your mind at some point, but not come to fruition. And so I think AI can kind of help with that. So more idea generation, and I think we're going to see advancements in technology that we probably couldn't have even imagined 5 years ago, right? So I try to be optimistic and look at it in the positive sense instead of the negative sense of it. You're on mute. You're on mute, Daniel.
Okay, thank you.
That's
I
okay.
always do that.
Sure. No problem.
Authenticity, as they said. We are human to commit mistake, people. But well,
Yes.
artificial intelligence will reshape the definition of success by shifting the focus from individual productivity to adaptability, creativity, and human-centered leadership. That's what we call human, people. In what ways can we individual use AI as a partner rather than viewing as a threat to their professional identity, Miss Jackie?
That's a good question. I think one thing we can do is I would say only utilize it for what's going to help you to work smarter, what's going to help you be more productive, and save those things that you want to have control over, right? That you want to make sure that your creativity is in its rawest form. Save that for the things that AI doesn't do or doesn't help you with, and then look at those things that where AI can maybe make things go faster, make you more productive, or just maybe help you with those mundane tasks that like what you're talking about with the email, filtering through that. You wouldn't be able to probably go through all of that email, but the AI helps you do that. So look for those opportunities where it can come alongside you and be your collaborative partner, and not and so I think it's a mindset change too. I think people need to think of it that way, and not replacing what they do, but coming alongside them as their collaborative partner instead.
Indeed, a mindset for sure. treat us an AI as like your partner, a buddy that
Mm-hmm.
enhance your work, enhance your business, enhance anything that you want to enhance. Even your
Right.
face. Let's do filter. They will filter your face.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
amazing. Yeah, there's this company out there that will actually take your photo and they'll make it into a professional headshot using AI for
Mhm.
you. It's amazing.
See,
I mean,
uh-huh.
yeah, it's pretty cool what they can
Pretty
do.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, partner treating as a tool to enhance everything is something else. So,
Mhm.
treat AI as your friends, people,
Right.
because they are a friend indeed in time of need. With uniquely human qualities such as empathy, creativity, and critical thinking will become even more valuable in AI driven world, Miss Jackie.
Yes, I think it'll be really important for those that are maybe coming out of college and getting their first job, or if you're a career changer, getting another type of job, right? Like for example, my students, a lot of my students that I teach, they're in K through 12 education. Some of them are already in the field. They already work as instructional designers or e-learning developers. So they know that technology is out there. They know that AI is a part of what they do every day. But I think it's so important to look for, like you said, make sure that they have those skills that are something that can be an asset, right? And
Mhm.
that they can utilize alongside AI, so that way they stand apart, because it's going to be harder and harder to stand apart in job interviews among other candidates when you can say, oh, I use this and I use that. And if you say you use a certain technology, but then they ask you, well, how do you utilize AI? And do you know how to use this tool that has AI integration in it? And someone doesn't know how to answer that question, or they give a surface level answer. I don't think that's going to satisfy the person that's doing the interview, whether it's the hiring manager or something like that. So I think it's so important to be able to have those skills along with the technology, along with the AI skills, to blend those together. So I think it's so important to have the soft skills and the skills that are, those critical thinking and those types of skills that you can utilize as well.
Well said, Miss Jackie. People in a AI driven world, uniquely human qualities such as empathy, creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and ethical judgment will become even more valuable because these abilities are difficult for machines to replicate. Empathy allows individuals to understand and emotions, but nowadays I observe, Miss Jackie, empathy is getting less and less and less. Are they
Yes.
AI too?
Yeah, you start to wonder. Yeah, you kind of feel like for example, if you call and you talk to someone in customer service, it's always good to have that empathy, whether it's the customer service representative or it's you as the customer, right?
Mm,
And I think so many times, and I think it's been happening for a long time, but I think now with the AI technology and everything like that, people are becoming. I agree, they're not as empathetic, and they
no.
seem to be more short tempered and things like that,
Hmm.
because people are frustrated by technology to begin with, right? You have an automated system, you call in, and I had this happen to me today. I called my bank and I was trying to tell it what I needed, and it kept misunderstanding what I was saying. I was like, no, that's not what I want this. And it kept misunderstanding me. I don't think the system, I don't think it could understand what I wanted, because it was unique. It wasn't just a normal banking type of situation. So I just said, more help, please. And then it's okay, we'll get you to an agent. Because after 3 or 4 times, I'm like, okay, this system is not understanding what I'm saying. And I'm sure they're using AI and
Hmm.
things like that, but it's just not working, and I'm not getting through. And so that's hard, because then I had to like take a couple deep breaths and I had to calm down while I was on hold. I'm like, it's okay, a person will help me. I'll have a live individual, a real person. But yeah, it's kind of hard, because you get frustrated by these automated systems or the AI, and then you get to a real person, and you're like, can you just help me? What's the I just want help. And so yeah, it's so I think people just need to calm down, have more patience, and have more empathy for the people that are on the other side of that line, or if you're in person with somebody, just I think we need to slow down a little bit and just, yeah, just take one step at a time. I think that's important.
Yes. People said to say empathy is getting less and less. And
Mhm.
we're getting a robot too, even we are human.
Mm.
Because
Yes.
that empathy is taking away from our humanity, because that is important. One of the criteria of being a clever is having empathy. So, Miss Jackie, how can a professionals continuously adapt and reinvent themselves as AI rapidly transform industries and job roles?
I think that's a great question. I think one thing to do is to go back to the core of what your company is about and keep that in mind as you're integrating different technology like AI, and think about what, if you're going to use a tool, like you're going to say, for example, you're going to integrate ChatGPT or Claude or something like that into your business workflow or something like that. Look at the technology first and see, does it meet what the needs are of the organization, and are the values of that company that you're looking to use their services for, your company, does it align? Because you don't want to yeah, you don't want to integrate that and then find out later, the hard way, right, that things aren't going
Hmm.
to work out, and then you have to make the switch, and then you have to train all your employees and things like that. So yeah, so I think it's very important. One thing that I made me think of something when you asked that question is, I had the co-founder of Pictory AI on my podcast not too long ago, and he talked about, it's a AI video platform, and
Hmm.
he talked about how he and the co-founders were very intentional about what different AI models they integrated into their software, and they made sure that it wasn't just, they weren't just relying on one software, but they looked at several different software types. And so they've got ChatGPT for the text, they've got 11 Labs for the voiceover and the music, and so they've got different models, right, that they're utilizing. So I thought, well, that's really great, that's a smart way to do it. And so
Yes.
so I think that's good too. You know, if you need to utilize several different models, I think that's okay too. You know, depending upon the needs of the organization. So if you're doing a lot of that type of work, you know, where it depends on different elements to bring it together for an AI video. You know, you're going to need to have pictures, you're going to need to have video, sound, all those things, and so text, all those different elements. So yeah, so it's pretty interesting to kind of bring that to life, because it just kind of makes me think, yeah, I think a lot of organizations could do that, and just, you know, do that from the very beginning, and then it will save you a lot of headache at the end as well.
Certainly. And Miss Jackie, to wrap up our discussion for today, how might AI change the way we learn, communicate, and collaborate across cultures and industries?
Yes, I think that's going to be huge. I'm already seeing it right now in the courses
Yes.
I teach and the curriculum I work on. Yeah, I'm seeing it really change the way learning happens, especially because, you know, right now, like I said, I'm going to be teaching 22 students. Well, and I have some instructors that I know that teach online courses where they have 80 or 100 students. Well, how can you give personalized learning to that many students at one time, right?
True.
So they have chatbots that our media department has created, and they just created one for counseling, so they can actually go into the model and they can ask it questions. But what's going to be really nice is, in the future, they're going to have a chatbot that's going to be integrated into the learning management system, so they can get personalized help and support. Now, the faculty, it won't replace the faculty, of course, because they still need that human judgment, right? But if they need help on the fly, they can get that, and they can say, hey, can you and it can even create like flashcards for them to study for a quiz, all kinds of things. So it helps them in that aspect. So it's really nice. And then faculty can use them too. So I think it's going to help create more of that adaptive and personalized learning that we couldn't do before, because we can't create 100 versions of something. It's just not feasible to do that. But now with AI, we can do that. We can create that knowledge base, right? And we can feed it that knowledge, and those prompts, and we can say, okay, this is what I want the chatbot behave like. This is what's off limits. This is what I want it to contain, and you put those guardrails around it as you're building it, so it really helps. So I think with that, it'll help. Collaboration, I think, is also a huge thing too, because every business, they have people that you work with on a team. I don't think there's any company I don't know about you, Daniel. I don't think there's any company that I've worked for, either the one I work for now or in the past, where I haven't had to collaborate with people and be on a team. So I think that's going to be important too as we look at AI in the future. So those are some of the things that I've already seen, and I think some of the things that are coming as well.
Certainly, AI intelligence is transforming how we learn, communicate, and collaborate by making knowledge more accessible, personalized, and global. In learning, AI enables individuals to access instant information, customized training, and let's say adaptive education, and tailored to their piece of style. So, do you think, Miss Jackie, AI will replace teachers, instructor, professor, or whatever?
I don't think so, because I think there's still that human experience that still needs to exist. So, for example, in my discussion forums, I bring a lot of my personal experience into that. And so AI doesn't know what my experiences were in the past, or what I've experienced now. So that can only come from me as an individual, as a human being. So I think students are going to still want that authenticity and that real world experience that AI just cannot replace.
Definitely. That's a signature of being a human.
Yes.
People, we still need human like us. Yes, let's accept human are intelligent, human are precise, AI are something that a tool that we need to enhance our capabilities. As artificial intelligence continue to evolve, it reshaping how we learn, communicate, and collaborate by removing traditional barriers and creating a new opportunities for a global connection and innovation. Whether you like it or not, people, let's embrace AI for good.
I love that. That's great. Yes.
Yeah, so Miss Jackie, would you like to plug in something?
Sure. So, as you know, I have my Designing with Love podcast, and it's about education. I actually am starting a new series coming up on April 15th, and it's about the AI ready designer. So, kind of neat. We're talking about AI. So, it's going to help those that are in instructional design and e-learning to understand that what they can do to be ready, future ready, like we're talking about today in an AI driven world. So, it's really, really great. And then, of course, we have our podcast, right? Wow.
Mhm.
Our 6, yes.
6 podcast people, please join us our Friday edition, because we are always live. This podcast that we're doing every Friday is not yet on the podcast itself, but sooner or later it will be AI 101, Tech 101, and of course Mystery Stories 101. Please do support us once we publish on the podcast itself, because we work hard for it. That every episode that we are doing, we are giving you the best of the best ideas that we can share through our experiences. So, Miss Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining us, and keep learning.
What can people see you soon?